Hello guys, I'm King, and today we're gonna play some Dragon Age Origins. This is gonna be like the first let's play on the channel, and I'm gonna try to roleplay it a bit. I mean, just a little. Now, I've played this game before, a long time ago. I've completed it, and this is the Ultimate Edition. I have all this stuff installed, plus I have some mods like the lock bash, Morrigan restoration patch, which I don't know exactly what this does, but it seems interesting. And then the extra dog slot, which basically does what the title says. Expanded inventory to have I think I'm gonna disable this. Just some of you may think this is like a cheat or something, but we're gonna disable it. And we're gonna start a new game on Dragon Age Origins. Loading screens. And so is the Golden City blackened with each step you take in my hall. Marvel at perfection, for it is fleeting. You have brought sin to heaven and doom upon all the world. Canticle of Threnodis something.
The chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead, they destroyed it.
That's not nice.
They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The Dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the Darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation.
Poor dwarves.
Until the Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness, and prevailed. It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten. We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long. Even be too late. For I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon. Maker, help us all.
Okay, that was pretty awesome. Come on, game. Okay. Now, there's been some time since I last played it, like in 2010 was the last time I completed it. The only time. And I may have forgotten some things, but yeah, so bear with me. But I will have to say that I will read the codexes because they are in the game, and they are in the game for a reason. If you don't want to listen me read the codexes, anyway, you can just skip the part of the video. And for this playthrough, I'm gonna play as a dwarf, a warrior dwarf, and a noble dwarf. Yep. I mean, I like this story the most, and yeah, as the favorite child of the Dwarven King, you probably take up your first military command, only to learn that the deadly intrigues of the family and sycophants may pose a greater danger than even the battlefield. Yeah, politics and all that stuff.
Greetings.
And greetings to you too. Let's see. Go with this one, I suppose. Let's change the hair a bit. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like it. That's the portrait and a voice.
I have lost the spell. My weapon does nothing.
Yeah, this is pretty good. I mean, we won't hear him talk too much, so for the name I think I'm gonna leave it as it is. I mean, it's pretty good for a dwarf, and I can't come up with a better name. So yeah, Duran will have to do, and we can't change the other name. Now let's make him a bit stronger. Some willpower for more fatigue. And some, well, not really. I'm gonna use two-handed weapons for this, so... Constitution, he already has a lot of constitution. Well, let's put another point and another one in strength. And we'll take this, or maybe not. We'll take coercion first, and then we're gonna focus on the combat training. And we already have the shield bash, and it kinda pushes you to play with the weapon and shield, but I won't. I'm gonna play with the two-handed. Okay, I'm gonna play on normal, and okay. Never enter battle with your bare hands. Yeah, that's a bad idea. Really bad idea.
Deep beneath the Frostback Mountains sits Orzammar, the larger of two known remaining dwarven cities in the world. Orzammar was once the seat of a major empire connected by tunnels called Deep Roads, which stretched thousands of miles. The city now stands alone, cut off from the rest of the dwarven ancestral lands by the Darkspawn incursion. Secure in Orzammar's impregnable construction, the dwarven noble houses continue their centuries-old power struggles. Assassination and blackmail are commonplace, but the appearance of honor is paramount. You are the second child of King Endren of House Aiducan, the 9th Aiducan ruler elected by the Noble Assembly. You grew up in a world rife with political intrigue, and have struggled against brothers and cousins for honor and prestige. Today, a feast celebrates your first military commission, the opening move towards real power in the ever-changing game of dwarven politics.
Greetings, my lord. You are dressed and ready. Excellent.
Alright.
I couldn't find the armor's matching dagger, but I scrounged up a rather fancy longsword. Do you wish to wear your shield to the noble's feast?
Now, my character won't be a total dick, but let's see what we have here. Yes, let them see us as a warrior. Better safe than sorry. Leave it, I don't want to look fearful. Yeah, better safe than sorry, I guess. Shield me.
Certainly. You'll cut an imposing picture out there. Of course, if every other noble has a shield and 3 swords, you'll feel awfully underdressed.
You, my friend, are ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, he's my servant, I guess, or something like that, but I don't think he really treats him as a servant. I mean, they're more like friends, I guess. So, I mean, I guess they are, the way he speaks and all that. So I'm gonna go with you, my friend, are ridiculous.
One can't take all this marching about and speech-making too seriously. Moving on to the business at hand. The king expects you to make an appearance at the feast, but there's no rush. The noble family heads will spend hours boring your father with petitions and petty grievances.
Alright. What of my brothers?
Out and about. I saw them on my way here, browsing the shops. As part of the celebrations, permits have been auctioned off to members of the merchant caste who wish to sell wares in the Diamond Quarter. Lord Harrowmont has also opened up the provings for young warriors to test their mettle before tomorrow's battle. Perhaps we should go show them what single combat is really all about. And by we, I mean you. I'll practice my cheering.
So we can go to the proving. Find each other. Yeah, I mean, it is wasteful, but I don't know. The provings are like a tradition here, I guess, from what I remember. So yeah, why don't you want to fight in the proving, Scorim?
You remember last year's open proving? It took your father's smith 6 hours to remove my helmet. I'm not meant for single combat. I fight as my lord's second in shield. That's enough for me.
Well, I mean, seeing the merchants is just too boring, so I guess we'll have a look at the provings.
Right behind you, my lord. The day is ours until the feast.
Okay, now all the DLCs are making their appearance. Lots of new stuff. Come on, you can stop now. Anytime. Okay, we have some codexes we can read. First, let's loot some stuff. Okay, yeah, and now I have all this stuff because of the DLCs, and I don't know, I think I will wear them just because they are there. They might seem a little overpowered, but I mean, +1 armor penetration, +1 stamina regeneration in combat, and +10% critical backstab damage, +3 constitution and some resistances. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. They're just there. Alright, and for some reason we have a sword and a shield, even though I'm gonna leave that there because I know I'm gonna need it later. Yeah, and I guess I'm gonna give you some stuff too. Dalish Promise Ring. I don't know, Feral Wolf Charm. This belt, this ring. Okay, and I think your shield is better than mine. Yeah, it has some plus 0.25 health regeneration, yeah. I'm a greedy bastard. I need all the good stuff. Okay. Now let's take a loot. Let's take a loot. What? Let's take a look at the codexes. Okay, this is the premium content bullshit. I'm gonna make this my active quest. Your father, King Endrin, has arranged for a feast to celebrate your appointment as Orzamar's newest commander. However, you have several hours before your father will be ready to present you to the other nobles. You may visit the merchants who have set up shop in the Diamond Quarter, or watch the provings that are being held in your honor. The proving... also, they are in my honor. The proving grounds are one tire down from the Diamond Quarter in the Commons. Alright. That's our quest, I guess. And now we have some codexes. These are the controls there. Yeah, just there. Now we have some notes. This is some DLC stuff, so ignore that. And we have two codexes here. Orzammar politics. As dangerous as it is to mistake a dwarf's caste. Again, if you wish to skip this, just skip it. Okay, so where was I? As dangerous as it is to mistake a dwarf's caste, it is far more deadly to mistake his alliances among the noble houses of Orzammar. Everyone in the city is allied with someone, whether by blood or by word. The nobles do not engage directly in commerce themselves, as that is the domain of the merchant caste, but they do serve as patrons. They invest in shops or in artisans' work, and in turn reap a share of the profits, as well as a measure of the credit. Merchants and warriors alike benefit from the service of a prestigious patron. Right? The relative power of each house is ever changing. It is usually safe to assume that whichever noble house holds the throne is at the top of the heap, but below that things grow into a tangled mess. Houses ally with one another by marriage. They earn rank and prestige when combatants loyal to them or from their own bloodlines win provings. Yeah, see, provings. They're sort of like a big deal here. They earn it when artisans... what? They earn it when artisans they patronize become sought after or well regarded, or when the merchants they invest in become successful. The degrees of power that these achievements confer is so murky, even to the dwarves, that it isn't unusual for nobles to challenge each another to provings over whose smith forges better belt buckles or whose servants have the best manners. Nor is it out of the ordinary to find two merchants arguing over whose noble patron has won the most acclaim, or for the rank of the patron is the rank of the client. Nowhere is this more apparent than in the assembly, where the dashirs, representatives of each noble house, meet. Although the king technically rules Orzammar, kings are elected by the assembly, and so each king must work constantly to maintain the support of the dashirs. Kings who prove unpopular find their heirs deemed unacceptable to inherit the throne. Power then passes to another house. Right, and then we have Dwarven Faith. We are the children of the stone. She supports us, shelters us, offers us the most priceless gifts of the earth. The worthy return to her embraces death, becoming ancestors. The unworthy are cast out, unable to rest, that their failings may not weaken the stone. Right? So it has been since the earliest memories. We live by the stone, guided by the ancestors who speak with the voice of the provings and whose memories the shape rate keeps forever in lyrium. Excuse me. We do not accept the empty promises of heaven as the wild elves do, or vie for the favor of absent gods. Instead, we follow in the footsteps of our paragons, the greatest of our ancestors, warriors, craftsmen, leaders, the greatest examples of lives spent in service to our fellow dwarfs. Our paragons joined with the stone in life and now stand watch at our gate, ushering in those surfaces privileged to visit our city. We know there is no greater honor to hope for, no better reward for an exceptional life, as told by Shaper Xibor or something. Alright, now we've done that.
It has
Let's see
begun.
what we have here. Oh good, I have a two-handed weapon, maul. I'll take all.
As you
Crystal,
say.
another codex, and bust of King Henry. Another codex. Now first let's equip my maul. Alright. And you, my friend, can have your shield back. Alright. Let me move my fraps counter. Okay. We can activate that. And I can read more codexes. Again, just keep it if you don't want to. The city of Orzammar. The dwarves are lauded for their craftsmanship, and the city of Orzammar is one of their finest works. Orzammar lies at the heart of the Frostback Mountains, deep underground. The city arcs outward from the royal palace, which is built around a natural lava vent. Okay, that's dangerous. Continually fontaining liquid rock, which both lights and heats the entire cavern. The topmost tower of Orzammar is home to the noble caste, with their palaces fanning out in both directions from the court of the king, as well as the shape rate, which serves as a repository for all dwarven knowledge. The lower tier, where is it? The lower tier is the commons, where the merchant caste holds sway and where the finest works of Orzammar's craftsmen are for sale. In the center of the river of lava, connected to the commons by a causeway, what? Are the proving grounds, a sacred arena where the dwarves by ancient tradition settle their disputes. On one side of the fiery river are the ruins of old dwarven palaces. Oops, I lost it. Okay, fallen into disrepair, which the locals call Dust Town, now home to the city's castless. So kind of like the beggars, the homeless. On the other side of the river are the deep roads, which once joined the sprawling Dwarven Empire together, but now, after centuries of Darkspawn incursions, are largely sealed off. Nearly all knowledge of this network of underground passages has been lost, even to its builders. Okay. And then we have characters. King Endrin Aiduken. This is like our father, the king. We are his second son. So we are not the heir to the throne, but that's alright. Endrin of House Aiduken traces his ancestry back to the Paragon Aiduken, the greatest warrior of Orzammar's history, who beat back the Darkspawn hordes in the first Blight. The second son of King Ansgar Aiduken, he became heir after his elder brother died in a proving. The most respected king in 4 generations, he restored contact with Kal Sharok, the only other remaining city of the once vast Dwarven Empire, which had been lost during the First Blight. Okay, so our father is a pretty good guy. He did some good things for the city, and he's sort of loved
Very well.
by the people, and that's good. We have a book
It
here,
has begun.
another codex. There are gonna be lots of codexes at the beginning here. Okay, Orzammar History, Chapter 1. The memories tell us that our kingdom once reached far beneath the mountains and that the Taigs were almost beyond counting. Kal Sharok was the capital then, home to all the noble houses, and Orzammar was simply the home of the miner and smith castes. It was with the Tevinter Imperium that things changed. Paragon Garal moved the seat of power to Orzammar to more closely oversee the trade that began with the surface. It seemed that our people were entering a new age of prosperity. The memories hold no explanations for the coming of the Darkspawn, only questions. At first they were rumors, the noises in the deep roads, a lost traveler here and there. The warrior caste sent men to patrol the road and thought the matter settled. We did not know that while we searched for them, they were engaged in a search of their own. Sleeping deep in the stone itself, it was the archdemon. They found him and awakened him, and the blight began. The Darkspawn poured out of the deep roads like smoke. Then, and the warrior caste struggled to hold them back. Countless Taigs were lost in that first blight, but as ever in the worst moments of our need, a paragon arose. Paragon Idukan, okay, that's my ancestor, led the defenses of Orzammar, and the Dark Horde was beaten back. The cost of victory, however, was great. Much of the deep roads were sealed to hold back the Darkspawn, cutting off Taigs and even whole cities forever. Okay, that's pretty bad.
No sign of trouble here. Congratulations on being named commander, my lord.
Right. Trion's room.
As you say.
I need a key. Yeah, I know, it's a locked item.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I shall do it.
Okay. That was weird. Okay, we have some stuff here. A letter. A letter from Rika. Are you Rika? No. Okay, let's talk to you.
I'm sorry. I thought you were Prince Balin coming down the hall. Forgive me.
Yeah, what are you doing in my brother's quarters?
It seems she's one of your brother Balin's newest, companions.
Yeah, why?
Prince Balin is attending the feast being held in Lord Idukan's honor.
Yes, of course. It was presumptuous of me to think that he would return to... I am sorry. I will show myself out, with your leave, my lord.
Alright. Gorim, tell her she may take her leave. Yes, you may go.
Thank you. I will go now.
Okay. We have some stuff to loot here.
Shall be done.
Dwarven increases monetary gain, okay. And this is the mod, Lockbash. No, I lost it. Yeah, so basically if I'm not a rogue with this mode, I can smash chests or doors, and I have a chance to lose an item that's in the chest, I presume. And yeah, if it breaks, then yeah, it's useless. And I got 2 new codexes there. Yeah, one is here. House Idukan, Shield of Orzammar. Right. The Assembly has never named the Paragon with so little disagreement as there was for Paragon Idukan. No naysayers, only a single abstention. His worthiness was unquestionable, his favor with the ancestors clear. But family rumor says that the man himself was deeply troubled. Prone to fits of melancholy and self-doubt, never satisfied with his great achievement in protecting Orzammar, he died cursing that he had not managed to save the outlying Thaigs. Before he rose to Paragon, he was of little note. The memories tell us that he never entered a single proving, never sought to elevate his place among the warrior caste. He spent most of his years prior to the first blight fighting skirmishes in the deep roads, keeping them free from surface bandits, content to live quietly with his wife and daughters. When the blight began, it caught Orzammar in the midst of a vicious inter-house war. Most of the warrior caste was caught up in the feuding, for as word of tax poured in, each great house demanded that the army be sent to defend their Taig, and no house would agree to sacrifice their own holdings for the safety of any others. The assembly was so utterly tied up with the infighting that the Darkspawn spread, unchecked, to the gates of Orzammar herself. In the chaos, Aidukan grudgingly took command of the armies. He enlisted the aid of the mining caste to collapse overrun passages, called upon the smith caste to supply them with arms, and bypassed the assembly and the nobles entirely. With his leadership, Orzammar was saved from annihilation. For his insubordination, he was made paragon. A paragon or something. Yet he always considered it a defeat. I wonder why is that. And I have a new note. My dearest Prince Balin, you are too kind to me. I am a small and insignificant thing, and I do not deserve your attention, but your willingness to tolerate my presence shows you to be a prince among men. I cannot thank you enough for the beautiful necklace you presented to me. I will cherish it always, and I promise I will wear it at our next meeting. I know my gratitude means nothing to you, but I must say again, thank you. I will always be your humble and devoted servant. Alright. That's a special servant if he gives her gifts and such things. But anyways, I think I played like half an hour and all I did was read codexes. But anyways, Royal Guard, I think that's the throne room. So if we are going to the provings, we must go this
I am
way.
proud to serve the Idukans.
Yeah, you should be.
It is